Hello beautiful souls, it's Kerry. As the Piscean Pirate Queen, today it's a full moon, so I'm doing a quick astrological forecast for you. This is my mother Bernadette. She's present today because it's the passing of her, a celebration of the passing of her into the spiritual realm 3 years ago. So Mum has been my assistant here in terms of helping me to get my soul care centre running smoothly and just the feeling of the inspiration behind her, etc. So I know that she likes being included. I've made a special cup of tea today because Mum was a lover of tea. She was also a Gemini and loved to talk. She could talk the leg off an iron pot. One day I went to school and Mum was on the phone to her friend, and when I got home at the end of the day she was still on the same call. And so Mum loved to talk and chat. She was a counsellor, that was her profession, and she was an amazing woman. So this just happens to, this full moon just happens to fall on the day of her passing. And so I have obviously missed her physical presence, but I feel her around me, and I was glad that she was able to depart and get the peace that she needed, because she did have a long period of suffering before she passed in terms of her physical ailments. So we've got the full moon tonight in the sign of Aries, and it's at the 25th degree of Aries. So there is a Sabian symbol associated with this degree, which is about a double meaning in a promise. So it could be a promise that someone's made to you, but you think they're making a promise to do X, whereas they think they're making a promise to do Y. So this one is going to be quite an intense one, being in the cardinal signs where it's opposite, or sorry, it's also, this full moon is in a square to Mars in Cancer. Mars is not happy in Cancer. Mars in Cancer is the inability to truly express your anger and emotions in a healthy kind of way. So keep that in mind if things come up that feel a bit explosive or volatile, to be able to process the emotions in a healthy, legal way. So no massacres, no going out and taking matters into your own hands. Just got to kind of work through those challenging experiences that can confront us in life. So the other thing that's happening is that Pluto is in the final degree of Capricorn. So we're seeing again the breakdown of the old structure, the old system. And with Capricorn, we're talking about government, we're talking about hierarchies. So this has been a process during the last couple of years where we've seen things being exposed at the top, which could potentially be shocking. But it's also a change in the power structure on the earth. So hopefully moving to a more egalitarian grassroots type of approach to world governance, world structures, rather than a top-down heavy where we have overlords telling us to do things that aren't for our highest good. That's why we have the Bible stories, in my opinion. The story of the liberation of the Jewish people from slavery in Egypt, the Israelites being allowed to go free. This is like a story in everyone's lives eternally, that we are always seeking that freedom. We're always seeking release from our suffering, or options that are available to us. So I don't see it as being limited to one particular race of people, but obviously there are high tension points in the world currently on the world stage, and this full moon is going to be impacting on the national chart for the nation of Israel in particular. So don't be surprised if you see more kind of volatile activity going on in that region in the Middle East. So the sun and the moon are always opposite each other at a full moon, and the full moon is about releasing, letting go. So what I would say is it's a good time to release old, built up, pent up emotions. If you're harboring anger, resentment, that desire, those deep kind of dark primal desires that can really get stirred up when people hurt us, or when we feel there's an injustice that has been done, this is a good time to release all of that. In the planet Venus is at the 29th degree or 30th degree of Scorpio. So it's the final degree of Scorpio. So in the Sabian symbols, this is associated with the court jester. So instead of, you know, rushing out and going crazy, perhaps see the light side of it, try and transform it in some kind of a way. Transform the strong emotions into something a bit lighter and a bit more. The jester was there to challenge power as well. So in those kind of old traditions, the jester was the one that was able to make fun of the king. So the ability to try kind of look at things from a more playful perspective. The 29th degree or the 30th degree, depending on which system you use, the final degree of the astrological sign is called the anaretic degree, and it's a critical point. It's like the mastery that you have, that you achieve through going through each one of the degrees ahead of it. The final degree is the critical degree, so there's an element of mastery about it. So being Venus, this is about relationships, but it also is to do with finances, because Venus rules money, wealth, abundance, etc. So don't be surprised if we see some sort of collapse, some kind of financial collapse, or even perhaps the stock market collapse. It might not be across everything, but there has been talk about this for a while. But with Venus being at that critical degree during this this full moon cycle, it might bring it all to a head. So Pluto is at the final degree as well. So we've got Pluto and Venus in what's called a sextile. And I'm just going to have a look, need the specs for this to see if they are, I don't think they're triggering off anything together themselves at a 29th degree. But in the next few years, we're going to have Uranus moving up through those final degrees of Taurus. We're going to have Neptune moving through those final degrees of Pisces. And so this is about resources, materialism, the things that we value. And then with the Neptune in Pisces, it's about our spirituality. It's about our connection to God. Taking that seriously, realizing that we are embodied souls. We're here on a soul journey. We are accountable. We will be held accountable for how we spend our life. So find your place of joy and do that. Be in the place of joy. And the place of joy must be soul enriching and life affirming. So it doesn't mean going off and doing things which hurt or harm yourself or others or the environment because you think that's your place of joy. The joy needs to be life affirming and life enhancing, and the things that make your heart come alive. All right, so we still have the North Node is still in the sign of Aries. So this is still about us getting a stronger sense of the I am, connecting with others who are on the same level as us or on the same wavelength. And then we also want to look at Chiron, which is very closely conjunct to this full moon in Aries. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So again, it's a chance to heal. This is what we need to be focusing on. Not putting things under the rug, not hoping that they'll go away, but actually clearing. So a good full moon ritual is to write down all of the things that you want to let go of, scrunch it all up into a ball, get a big terracotta flower pot or something, throw it in, light fire to it. Now you must follow all local laws, etc. I'm not going to be held responsible for how you do that. You need to make sure that it's a safe thing to do. And once you have the ashes from your release, throw in some potting soil and plant something that you want more of in your life, or that's going to bring you joy. So you might just want to plant a bunch of flower seeds, or you might want to plant some leafy greens. So that's the main thing that I've got to say about this full moon. Enjoy it. They come around every month. And they're always an opportunity to release and let go and reset. So take care, lovelies, and I will be back again soon.